Matthew.
Sure, thanks, Stephane. On Sri Lanka over the weekend, the Channel 4 came out with a new video showing in some detail soldiers killing captured Tamil Tiger women, combatants, and engaging in sexual abuse. This is in the run-up to the Geneva thing. So what I wanted to know is whether in the UN system, which has put some time into the Sri Lanka issue, are they aware of this? What do they think of this? Does it impact the UN continuing to take Sri Lanka as a peacekeeping country, given what's shown on the video? And I just asked yourself, I wanted to ask, what's the status of the News and Media Division recruiting a new replacement, and are you going to be involved in that in any way?
I plan to only be involved in answering your questions, and I mean your questions. That's the focus, my focus, until the day I'm told not to do it anymore. I've got enough to do here. On Sri Lanka, no, I haven't seen the video, and I think Martin has spoken extensively on Sri Lanka and the Secretary General's positions from here in the last few days in that stance. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, I thought you might have something on this threat by Libya reiterated in the Council this morning to actually fire at the ship that's loading oil, and I wondered from a kind of an environmental perspective, is the UN, how do they feel about that? And just on South Sudan, are you aware of these reports that there were landmines in the boxes? Some people in South Sudan are holding signs saying that there were landmines, and this is inconsistent with Ghana being a signatory and the UN's role there.
No, obviously, on Libya, we would want to make sure that there is no environmental disaster through any unfortunate actions. On what was the other question?
South Sudan.
On South Sudan, I think we have to wait. I think there are a lot of claims. We have to wait for the investigation to run off. On the question you asked about Mr. Mahiga, my colleagues in political affairs have told me that for several years now, DPI has welcomed some of their departing SRSGs to come to headquarters for brief stints following their field assignments in order to develop and share lessons learned that can prove valuable for other mediators and mission chiefs who may face similar challenges in the field. This is the purpose of DPI's Mediators in Residence program, which has hosted a number of former SRSGs, including Ian Martin, Mr. Oud Abdullah, Augustin Mahiga, and Margaret Vogt, which is basically what I said. So I'm glad I was right. Listen, Matthew.
On Friday, the U.S. government made a filing in federal court here about the Haiti cholera case, saying that the UN should be immune. And it's been reported that the head of OLA, Mr. De Serpa, put it in a letter, where a letter was accompanied it, basically saying that the Secretary General couldn't be served, and that this was one of the bases for the U.S. saying that the case should not go forward. So I wanted to ask, if you could, whether it's true what was also said in court under oath, which is that a copy of the court papers were taped to Ban Ki-moon's house door on January 20th, and how that would be consistent with the OLA's letter. And I also just wanted to ask about USGs. I didn't know that Augustin Mahiga is a USG and Margaret Vogt is an ASG, and I wanted to know, are posts like this given out? Was any announcement made of the transfer of, for example, Mr. Mahiga from the Somalia post to a USG, and Ms. Vogt from the CAR post to an ASG, and also Iqbal Riza I still see listed as a high official. Can you, you might know this, can you describe what his current mandate, what he's been doing? What is he doing?
On Mr. Mahiga and Ms. Vogt, I think part of what is the right term? The outgoing process of a head of mission is that they stay behind for a short while to ensure to debrief their colleagues, that there are lessons learned drawn up. I think it would not be good for the organization if a head of mission would just left their post without some real transfer of knowledge, not just a handover, but a real transfer of knowledge. So that's what my understanding, not specifically these two cases, is that it is common practice for some heads of mission to stay on for a short while to ensure this full transfer of knowledge. As for Mr. Riza, I will double check. I think I know what his current post is, but I don't want to speculate.
Like Roger Meese of DRC, did he do it, and are people paid at the level of USG and ASG during the time?
It's a valid question, and I'll see what I can get on that.
What about the Haiti papers, if you don't mind?
The Haiti papers.
Yeah.
What I can tell you is that we are aware that the U.S. authorities have filed a submission requesting the court to recognize the immunity of the organization and its officials in this case. It's an ongoing matter. The organization is not in a position to comment any further on this. In any event, excuse me, in any event, it is a filing by the U.S. government. The UN has no comment to make on it except to note that it is standard practice for the organization to assert its immunity in case filed against it in national courts. Now, obviously, the legal case is one thing, but as you know, the UN mission in Haiti and Mr. Medrano are working very hard, hand in hand with the government of Haiti, to deal with the cholera issue.